My next guest is the critically acclaimed chef, restaurateur, award-winning author, and television personality, Mario Batali, arguably one of the most recognized chefs working in the world. He has created a culinary empire here in New York City, also in Los Angeles, Las Vegas, even Singapore. He joins me now to talk about his businesses and his new food-themed talk show. It's called The Chew, which launched yesterday. Mario, welcome to Taking Stock.
Happy to be here.
Tell us about The Chew, another program about food.
Well, there's an infinite hunger for information about food, and food has become pop culture. It's become a big part of the fabric of pop culture. So going into the daytime environment with a major network, ABC, is a fascinating proposition, and so far it seems to be very much popular and enjoyed.
What's going to be the focus on The Chew? What kinds of things?
I think we'll talk about entertaining, we'll talk about nutrition, we'll talk about responsible farming and understanding water supply, but we'll also just talk about the pure joy of cooking for people that you love and giving it to them and having them enjoy it.
Tell us about what's going on in the restaurant industry, because we spend a lot of time focused on food inflation. Yes. Everybody, as you described, wants to eat more and better food.
Right.
That must be expensive.
It is, and the prices are going up. I mean, as energy becomes a hotter issue, as water becomes and will become a hotter issue, farming becomes a bigger issue, food supply is a little tight, people are chasing it, but I think the fundamental reality is that we're wasting more than we're actually using. So responsible food use is probably going to be the big topic for the next 5 years.
So how have you managed the cost? Because, for example, I think in some of the prefix menus that you offer at one of your restaurants, Del Posto, you've increased that to about $115 from $95, but you've managed to maintain the price level on other menus.
Right. The trick is to understanding that not necessarily the primary or most sought-after cuts of protein or fish are the ones you need to rely on. Go out for ones that maybe aren't as well used or not as popular. Go for fish that maybe people don't recognize. Go for fish that is certainly sustainable as opposed to fish that's diminishing in numbers. That's where the value lies. And if you can find that and it's luxuriously delicious, people might overlook the fact that it's not luxuriously costly.
Tell me about Italy. This is your food emporium in Manhattan. How is that doing?
Italy has exceeded our expectations by about 50%. It is a 50,000 square foot grocery store on 23rd Street and 5th Avenue. Its base is in Torino with a guy named Oscar Farinetti. He's our partner here in New York. We have 5 restaurants inside of this giant grocery store, and each of them is in support of actually people cooking at home. It's not so much a food court. It's really a student-oriented place where you come away with information about how to cook and feed your family and friends.
What about replicating the idea somewhere else in the United States?
I love that idea.
Are you going to do it?
We're looking in Los Angeles, we're looking in Toronto, we're looking in Mexico City, we're looking in Washington, D.C.
And what kinds of demographics do you look for in order to place your business ventures?
It's not necessarily even demographics, although having a group of 7 to 10 million people have access to your store by either driving, walking, or riding their bicycle. But it's also just about having an understanding of the crucial part of where the real estate is. It's all about location, location, location. We couldn't just put it 30 miles out of town and have a giant, big parking lot outside. It just wouldn't be the right thing. So it has to be urban, and it has to be big enough, 50,000 square feet plus.
Mario Batali, tell me about something you're doing with Monster.com.
Monster.com came to me and said, how would I like to help them find a position? And I was about ready to make a big decision in trying to create a new digital world. As we're all aware, my kids don't watch TV on TV. They watch it on these little things that they can carry it around. So the idea of a digital content network is something that I'm driving to. I said I need to find someone that can help me kind of catalog what I've done and help me develop the new business as we're going forward. And they said, great, well, let's put this position up on our website. We'll help you figure it out and we'll see what happens. Well, they had 1 million hits on the Monster.com website. They got 50,000 applications for one starting level position. They took their 6 Sense technology and wove it and fed it and filtered it down. They handed me 25 great resumes. After that, I brought it down to 10. We brought everyone in to do a little video. I hired the position today.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Who did you select?
Her name's Drea Bernardi.
And what's she going to do?
She's going to start by figuring out exactly all of the content that we already have access to about food that involves me or people that I know. Then we're going to categorize it, we're going to catalog it, and then we're going to start to recut it and make it into small short-form video and kind of rock videos a la MTV in the 80s about food, products, ideas, thoughts, anything that's amusing that might be interesting to someone who wants to watch it.
Now, I'm glad you mentioned technology because you've been doing something with Guilt City. I mean, this whole idea of coupons and promotions that are delivered to people's mobile devices and emails. How's that affecting the restaurant business?
Well, the restaurant business is scrambling for their customers. We're trying to figure out how we can lure people in without making it look like we're really discounting a ticket item. So what we'll say is, listen, you want to do a party for 10 that would normally cost $3,000, we'll give it to you for $2,200. Or whatever we say, a group or in a room that we wouldn't normally have sold, we'll offer you a special value on that. It's not for the single diner, it's for small to medium-sized groups. We get them in, we get a fair price for it, although lower than what we'd like to see, but we're more busy than not busy, and we'd rather have people in the restaurant than people not in the restaurant.
And what are you going to have for dinner tonight? Got to ask you that.
Tonight, we actually have roasted chicken from Italy. There's a rotisserie there that drives me crazy, and at least once every 2 weeks, my kids demand roasted chicken, a little escarole salad, some gigante white beans. Very simple.
And you're making everybody hungry. What are you going to drink with it?
Tonight, we're probably going to drink some Pinot Noir from California. I'm not that big of a fan of California wines, but I'm giving them some tries tonight with Domaine Serene.
All right, and good luck with the chew.
Thank you very much.
New program. Thank you very much. Mario Batali.